Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, I am mind blown. My head hurts, and yeah, I definitely did not expect most of this to happen. And regardless of that, I definitely can't wait to see what plays out in this show. This is another reason why I love the fact that these episodes are so long lived for one season. I have seen some people actually saying the opposite that I say, like that I enjoy this stuff and I like it, and that's only because they have, I guess, more of the source material known, as in the stuff that's actually been out for quite some time, and whatever the animation can use to their, um, use for their show. Some people are saying that they're getting it wrong, so that's one of the things that I like to do within these animes. And sure, I don't like report back on them, or I'll be on Twitter, and you can DM me and we can have a full-blown conversation about this stuff. Or if they ever make inboxes for YouTube, I'll definitely do that as well, or just comment sections. But when I go and do into depth of like mangas and all that stuff, like, I have all that information. I don't put it on here because it's not a review of a episode, So I like to keep the channel as it is. I mean, I could make another one, but it's just a lot more of a hassle than I actually should be putting up with as of right now. So maybe down in the future I'll have like more of a manga exclusive type of channel for that type of just days or whatever. So overall though, this episode is nutty. To see that every single time our boy is going in and using this ability, and his body is getting more and more thrashed, it's kind of scary to know that he's going to continue to do it. Like, he doesn't care, he's going to find a way to get to whatever his father, or just in general whatever he needs to get to. He's going to just keep pushing for it, and he has shown nothing but that type of resolve as of right now. So there's no other reason to believe that he wouldn't do that. I just like the fact that whenever we get stuff like this in these shows, we always get to know what everybody was kind of feeling at certain points. And this episode, and what I mean by feeling is, there's a lot of characters that pretty much have been shown to have more than we have learned, like experience, or not just experience. They had knowledge of certain of these situations that we didn't know about in the first time through. So now that we do know that they have some knowledge, it's a much better way of checking on every type of source that this kid has. Our main character, he literally gets to go through this first day that, usually it took like 2 days or something for him to get to where he found out he wasn't supposed to be in this in that world. So he goes to another one. The one thing that I will say that is very, very weird about this whole, oh, you don't belong here and now you gotta go back to the place where you're supposed to be and fix or whatever. Why is it that when he leaves those places, he gets to keep the stones that he's taking from those time periods, almost as if they would not have existed in his own time period? Like, for instance, what if he goes down all the way down there again? It's almost as if the stone wouldn't exist down there anymore, because he's already went there and got it. And you see what I'm saying? Like, that concept of him going to another world, coming to this one, does that mean every single stone he's gotten and that's inside of his device is still out there and capable to be gotten again, or is it already said and done? So that's kind of one of my things that I saw this like really drawing attention to, and that I was paying attention to the most to this week. I like that aspect of the show, kind of just like they're never really just openly giving us the answer. They're never just like, oh well, there you go, you wanted the answer, you got it. So I like that. I like that we're working for it. Not to mention that we're getting a crap ton of episodes for a show that is very suspenseful and very. It was very brutal this week. Like, my God, they straight up showed us a grandma who got like taken out. So they really don't have any types of. They have no types of cares when it comes down to that type of stuff. They're gonna body whoever needs to be bodied and move on with it, because not only is it only happening in this world, it might not have happened in any of the other parallel worlds. So this is like the only world where these ladies were two very helpful women who are close and have insight on the man who's doing this hypnosis and all this stuff. He seems more aware of the situation at hand with somebody jumping around time and time again, seemingly. And that's kind of my problem when it comes down to how ridiculously powerful that would make him, to be able to experience all of the things that this main character is practically experiencing, but without the power to go back and and do overs like he can. So he practically is just he's practically able to exist beyond multiple worlds, seemingly consciously, and notice and like actually know that it's happening and witness what that guy's doing. If I can tell, because I mean it might not even be the case, and I'm just guessing. But man, like this was a pretty fun episode when it comes down to what they gave us. I mean, we're looking at some crazy outcomes already, where this woman has helped, almost get the device for him, to now he's using her to attack his own mother, seemingly. And after attacking her and doing whatever she did, seemingly, because if anybody knew or anybody was getting insight, this nurse probably was coming to this day and this time, to get this information every single time at this period. If this is all happen, if this all happens on the same day, you know what I mean? Because he could easily detect, or he easily remembered what his so-called friend, or the guy who calls him boss all the time, remembered exactly what he was going to say. The girl who is really jealous of him having any type of relationship with the teacher was also near the nurse's office, just like how we knew the nurse's clothes were going to be on the bed. All these things are playing out seemingly the same, but then it's exactly like the dad said, where there's going to be these differences. And I think every time he's experiencing these differences, I think that thing, or whatever the guy is experiencing it somehow too, by watching him, by paying attention to him, and not already believing that he did not get the device from his dad or whatever. So it's this weird notion of who can outsmart who right now, and our main character is seemingly getting outsmarted now that it seems that with all this stuff that he had in motion, in this case of the woman, meeting up with his mom, and then you have his substitute teacher, who could have lasted way longer down the line, but would have became an enemy. All this stuff has happened now much quicker, and because of it, it almost feels as if they, by planning this out, they have now gotten rid of a lot of suspects within this world, within just this world, for him to get any type of information to be able to move forward. So it's almost as if I was thinking, what if he doesn't figure out his purpose or the stone for too long, and practically winds up staying in a world, and the other guy gets an advantage somehow, some way, because he's not moving on from this world. He hasn't got what he needed. He didn't do what he got to do. And I don't know. It's a show just makes me so happy to use my brain in a creative way of trying to guess how the author is just easily manipulating the story and using a character to give us the same kind of thought process of, oh man, we can see the end game, but can we really see it? And the answer is no. Like, clearly they needed all the episodes they could to flesh out this, because it's amazing. And I'm just gonna say it, the nurse is by far best woman. I already knew it from kind of the first episode, and that was something else. Like the first and second episode, people were really mad about the nurse, and like not only like her sexual, like how she was like sexualized and like her outfit or whatever, but the fact that the relationship between her and the student already was like built up, and no one got to see how they got to that position of why they were acting the way they were towards each other. So we still haven't got that, which I can understand. I mean, with all these episodes, that's why I wanted all these episodes, so they can flesh out things like that, so we know why they had a relationship, so we know why the one girl is jealous of the substitute teacher, you know, stuff like that. I always want fleshed out, because it just helps understand and convey the feelings of the characters on screen that much easier. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, because I am finally done recording for the day. I'm gonna get some food, relax, and probably watch some more animes that I don't actually record on, and just chill. If you guys have any comments or anything you want to say to your boy, I read everything, so definitely get at me. I will love to see what you got to say about, regardless, anything, old videos, new videos, this video, you know, I'm here. So with all that being said, everybody, thank you so much for the support. It's been amazing to continuously make these daily videos and just play a game I enjoy to play. You guys give me your ears, and just know that whenever new games that actually have easy ways to record on them and don't seem like too redundant, like it kind of fits anime and stuff like that, I will have no problem getting it and stuff like that. So thank you for being patient with me. I have plans for the future of this channel, but I still just got to get all the pieces together to even be able to have that future. So with you guys being around and helping me grind and enjoying it, it just makes it that much more enjoyable for me to want to get there. So thank you, and have an awesome one. Peace.